That is the da 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 da. No, it was just a little loud. And I want to, shout over the music. Da 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 da. Good morning. Welcome to Community Voice. I'm your host, Keith Parris. Want to thank everybody for joining us. DJ's running a little late. He'll be joining us a little bit later in the program. Good morning, Harvey. And good morning, Treadmill.
AKA Streetcar, man.
Treadmill.
Meat, man. Just call me Meat.
Because they be running all over, man. That's what I call them treadmill.
yeah, man. I got all type of marks across me, man.
Sneaker marks.
Jesus.
But he only needs 24 hours and he's good again.
Hey, man. After my 24-hour boo-hoo.
When I was 14, I got ran over by a tractor. That's a famous story down in Ripley, Tennessee. And
I did literally run over by a tractor?
Yes, sir. And I literally had tractors.
Your tire marks on
your tire marks on it.
Tire marks on my back.
Hey, Jermaine, Peaches ran over my foot.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah. She was driving Mother King car and I was standing there talking something and she drove off and ran clean over my foot.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm just
big
surprised,
names like that,
man.
do they?
You got ran over by
Peaches.
a tractor? Oh, yeah.
That.
Yeah, because
I mean, Peaches, yeah.
Ain't no Peaches anymore.
Yeah, that's right. Just stop. Just stop, Jermaine. Just stop.
Hey, but she's still fine.
She is.
Jesus, she is still
That's your guy's
beautiful.
mother, man.
Who?
That's one of your homies' mother, man.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, she's still
I
beautiful.
ain't gonna be talking about people's fine mama.
Hey, but listen, my mama fine.
Yeah, okay. But say I haven't met Sister Rideout.
Yeah, Sister Rideout's fine.
But I can tell you,
Sister Peaches, she is still beautiful.
Tyrone O'Kelly's mama. Oh, Juanita O'Kelly's still
Juanita O'Kelly, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We were kids. It'd be like my guy William O'Neill said in the Prestonians. He said there was never a problem with the dudes.
Right.
Because they was all crushing on Miss O'Kelly. Oh my God. Yeah, it's still a beautiful one.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh man. So wait, let me do a quick cleanup on aisle 6. I don't know if it's so much as a cleanup. And let me thank you all yesterday for the program. We had probably close to 90 songs that people called in, and there was some I couldn't even get on the list because it was so rapid fire. But the song "The House Is Not a House Is Not a Home" was written by Burt Bacharach and Hal David. I thought it was a Burt Bacharach song because the first was Dionne Warwick. She did it, and then Luther put his own thing on it. But yeah, that is a Burt Bacharach song.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, and I don't think do that, man. Maybe we come in one time and just talk, like take a song and who covered the song.
Yeah.
All the people that covered the song, like Respect.
Yeah.
It's not a song Aretha Franklin wrote.
Yeah.
It's a song that Otis Redding wrote.
You know what I'd be curious to know, Keith?
Mm-hmm.
What song is the #1 covered song of all time?
Oh, that's a good question.
White Christmas?
Yeah. Yeah, because a lot of people cover that.
You think?
Or hang on mistletoe.
Oh, for Christmas?
This Christmas?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This
Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so many people covered that record, though. A lot of people.
Oh, man, for Christmas? Everybody had a Christmas album.
Yeah. Wow, that's a good question, Debo.
Wow. This is going to really surprise you. I keep telling everybody, man, that the Beatles is probably the most consequential group ever. Yesterday, all my troubles seem so
Yes.
Is that a Beatles song?
Yes.
1,600 covers.
Wow. So that's #1 of all time?
#1 of all time. Yep.
And yesterday.
Wow.
Dude, I love that song, though.
Yeah.
It's just the whole chord structure and the melody of that song is,
And I'm not going to say they're the greatest band.
Yeah.
They probably weren't the best musicians.
Yeah.
They probably weren't the best singers. They wrote some great songs.
Songs was
Yeah.
whole
Some
different.
great songs.
Yeah.
Who was that? Paul McCartney, John Lennon.
Yeah.
And
What was the other
George
guy?
Harrison.
George
Yeah,
Harrison.
yeah.
Wow.
They wrote some great songs. Yeah, yesterday. I was surprised Michelle didn't know anything about Eleanor Rigby. Oh, my God. That's
Really?
Yeah, who was that? That's why, the Beatles, American groups. I mean, I don't say Americans, actually British, but
Right.
when you just look at people covering songs.
I think timing was great for them. They came in at a time where, America was looking for something, a different sound, a different feel, you know.
Yeah.
And
So
they
you-
were able to take American blues
Yeah.
and do their own little spin on it. And that's why I give them credit. I give the Rolling Stones, especially the Rolling Stones. The Rolling Stones have mad respect for American blues.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They buried, who was my guy? Howlin' Wolf.
Hollywood.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were burying him. Yeah, so they do. And if you watch the movie, the documentary Amazing Grace,
Mhm.
you will see Mick Jagger at that show,
Really?
at that concert. Yep,
You know what I was
came
thinking
both
about,
nights.
Keith, man? I was thinking about songs and the lyrics of songs and how powerful lyrics are.
Yeah.
Like lyrics are so powerful.
For me,
like,
they're everything.
yeah.
Really?
They're everything in a song.
You know what? I wish I was that deep. I'm telling you, a beat the
Really?
melody. Oh man, a melodic melody piece,
Yeah.
and then I go, oh, that's what they singing
Yeah,
about,
but Keith, for me, like if the music can be banging,
right?
Yeah.
but if he ain't saying nothing,
Who
Yeah.
cares if it's banging?
I care. I
Really?
care.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
With like a dance song, why am I listening?
Yeah,
To the lyrics?
or you listen
Because
to
I'm
the beat.
dancing, I'm popping.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't know what Prince was
Yeah,
actually
but
singing.
See, then you're not an artist.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Well, I'm not. If you're the first one to admit.
Listen, man, I'm gonna put a whole different spin on this thing. If you look at, you know how people say, certain artists are safe because of the lyrical content.
Mhm.
If you pull up the song from Barry Manilow,
Manilow, yeah.
I write the songs.
Oh yeah.
I write the songs that make the whole
The lyrics to that
sing.
song, if you really step back and look at it and really break it down, and I know this is gonna sound crazy, but from a spiritual point, man, that's the devil talking all day. And you can actually
Really?
pull up the lyrics and read through the lyrics.
Because Earth, Wind, and Fire has.
And I
write
was
the
like,
song.
whoa, because I sat down with it and I broke down the lyrics. And if you read the lyrics stanza by stanza, I was like, yeah, this is Satan talking.
I tell you, guy.
No, when I'm reading, okay.
Just read it.
I've been alive forever. I wrote the very first song. I put the words and the melodies together. I am music. I write the songs. Now, I think that could be tied to that allegedly Satan was in the choir.
In the choir.
In the
Yeah.
choir. Keep reading. Keep reading. Keep reading. Keep
And
reading.
I've been in the choir, and there's been some Satan.
Oh, a whole lot of Doc. Listen, Doc, I'm the director of a whole lot of devils. So
Yeah, you sure have.
Sometimes I was the devil. I ain't gonna be so bad lie.
Right.
Put it on everybody.
yeah,
I got put out of rehearsal one day.
yeah.
No,
Keep
I
reading.
didn't get that. I write the
Just
the
keep
songs. I'm reading the second verse. No,
Mhm.
second verse.
stanza?
My home lies deep within you, and I got my own place in your soul.
Mhm.
Now, when I look out through your eyes, I'm young again, even though I'm very old. I think he's
Uh-huh.
talking about the power of music.
Man, but listen, keep reading.
Oh, my music makes you dance. It gives you the spirit to take a chance. Oh, you ain't never lied about that one.
Keep reading.
And I wrote some rock and roll so you can move. Music fills your heart. Well, that's a real fine place to start. I just write the song. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And that's the devil talking.
That's the devil talk.
Listen here, man. If you look at it from the spiritual realm, if you look at it, what's going on, DJ? If you look at it from the spiritual realm, and this is just looking at it through the spiritual lens, just the lyrical content makes you think, and it's just thinking about the structure of the words and what's been said.
Look, there's a lot of bad theology in songs.
This brother deep, man.
Yeah. And the deep too.
You know, I figure since we normally on the couch, I'll stand up this time.
But I'm gonna tell you that if you listen, man, I was just telling I was telling Jackie this. I was leaving the other day. There was a song that I had Shazam, and I said one of the greatest gifts the Creator ever gave us was music.
Yeah.
It's one of the greatest gifts ever, and I know that was Kwaku in his article was talking about the therapeutic power of music.
Yeah.
And what music is able to do. You know, I mean, what was the Winans? Everything. Everything I Do Is a Song.
Oh yeah, everything I do is a song. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
it really is. And to get back to Debo, I mean, sometimes music should be, I think, it's mindless. You know, do a whole song about peanut butter. Yeah, because peanut butter is like one of the most existential things in the world, right? I mean, it can be, or it could be nonsense, or it could be, it can be a very deep narrative.
Yeah,
The Psalms, is poetry.
yeah.
It moves you, but I think there's the emotional piece of it.
Yeah, it's a mood because uh yeah, what's that song standing in the rain, or when it's raining you
I wanna
feel
go
Singing in the rain.
like you feel
Mhm.
melancholy or
Oh,
whatever. You wake up, you thinking of a significant other in an uplifting way, or you could be reminiscing. She used to be my, like, or
Oh, we got a soundtrack.
when you go, yeah, I mean, or
Yeah.
when you go to church and you just upbeat, more abundantly,
Yeah.
or when you down and you going through tough times, there are other songs, or where you just praise and worship.
Yeah.
You know
Right.
what I mean? I mean, it's music is a mood that feeds into our spirit. Because remember, we had this discussion. If it wasn't last week, it was 2 weeks ago, about us speaking to ourselves, even
Yeah.
though we're not verbally
Yeah.
expressing stuff. Our spiritual selves
Yeah.
is what's dwelling
Yeah.
nonstop,
And
and
that's
so music feeds into that.
yeah, and that's true because even if you look back in the biblical days, when the king was feeling some kind of way, who did he call for? He called for David to come play that
Well,
spirit
that
above
was
him.
David's second gig after Shepherd, wasn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. So it was so
Wrote
the
a song
king
about it.
the king that was feeling some kind of way. He was feeling some kind of way, and how can I shake this feeling?
Yeah.
Music. Let me
I
hear
think-
some good music.
I think it's also, we have music. We also have humor.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Humor gets you
Oh, yeah.
through.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, Doc.
I was listening. They did an interview with the Wayne families of 25 years after
Yeah.
they lived in color,
Yeah.
and somebody said something. It was like some bad thing had happened, and they made a joke out of it. He said, because you learn how to find humor,
Yeah.
Mhm.
even sometimes in the darkest
Yeah.
situations.
Damon talked about that because he had he has a club foot, so
Yeah,
so
yeah,
he
Yeah.
he would say that his older brother would say, like, he is the darker humor of the family, just
Yeah.
because
Because people talk about it. You learn how to gun.
Yeah.
You learn how to
He
gun.
made
A
fun
whole
of
lot
him,
of people,
yeah.
their sense of humor came from trying to keep. That was Monique.
Yeah.
Trying to get people. They start talking. Monique could talk stronger.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mhm.
we have a lot, but man, the music is, and sometimes you're right, Debo. I should be a little bit more mindful to the lyrics. And then when I actually go down, now I'm gonna say something that I remember in the 90s, there was this thing, when the praises go up, the blessings come down.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And everybody was running with that. And I was going, that ain't how it works, y'all. And it sounded good because people were trying to get people to praise, but it makes God capricious and arbitrary because, one, you still blessed, whether you praise or not, you still blessed.
Mhm.
I think
They always say it's somebody that's willing to take your spot, willing to
right.
trade
And-
places
and
with
God,
you.
and God is not. If God's existence was based on our acknowledging God, on our praising God, he would. But God is bigger than that, and I don't think God needs that. No, God doesn't need it.
No. He requires that. That's
No, he
something.
doesn't.
Well,
We do it.
What-
Every society has some form of worship of a creator. Whether you're a Christian, whether you're a Jew, whether you're a Buddhist, whether you're animist, everybody has something where they acknowledge the sovereignty, the power, the immutability of God. We do it in a lot of
No.
different ways. And one of the things is that, and this is sometimes the problem with Christianity, is that we make it conditional.
Mhm.
And it really, the conditions are on you, they're not on God.
Well, no, it's not on God, but his requirement is let everything that has breath praise the Lord.
No,
So
that
he,
wasn't God. That was David.
well, but that's a requirement that he acts.
No.
Wait, because for the simple fact, he even says before it's even all over, every knee will bow and every tongue will confess.
Paul said that.
What? Before it's all over, every knee will bow and every tongue will
Well,
confess
I
that
guess the
he's
point I'm
Lord,
trying
right?
to make is that God does not need my praise.
He's saying even if he doesn't praise him, it's still God.
Exact. So we're saying two different things. So what I'm saying is that is true. However, your requirement is to lift up and give God praise, and that was part of the reason why Satan was
No,
released
it's not
from
a requirement. You have the option to, or you have the option not to.
Well, right. And if you don't, then what?
Then there's something, because praise is rooted in appreciation. If you appreciate life, then you want to then appreciate the source of life. But a lot of people may or may not. I mean, it's not.
I mean, y'all hung up on the word requirement. Are y'all saying the same?
Oh, but I think that's a significant. No, I think that's a significant. God does not require you to praise. You will. You should, as your consciousness expand and you appreciate the power of God. You know, the blessings that you have in your life. Hopefully you have appreciated, but there's a whole lot of people. You and I could be appreciative. Have you ever done something for somebody,
right,
and they never said thank you?
Right. But then though, you felt some kind of way as a human.
But God, I know we don't put human feelings on God. That's the other thing
his
that we
thoughts
do.
are not our thoughts.
But
so then what is that scripture that says that God is a jealous God?
Exactly.
That's human beings putting
who said that though?
A whole nother God before him. And he is.
I think that was. We don't want to get too deep on Friday,
right?
But
we already did that last week.
Oh yeah, 2 weeks.
No. I think that praise leaders we should praise God. Your job when you get up, if you're a praise leader, if you're a cantor in the Jewish tradition, whatever you're doing, this whole thing of praise, and then we use worship.
So I'm not as well versed as Keith, but I am an extension of some of his teachings.
Okay, don't blame that on me.
No. But this goes from some things that you've said, and then others. I've went to a Lutheran based school and all that stuff. So how it was explained to me as a child that no, you aren't required to do it, but you should do it in appreciation, us being thankful, just like how he brought up, when I was a kid, my mom was always going to be my mom, whether I said thank you or not. Right. Now, I was appreciative on them days where it was a long day, and she got my favorite meal. I said thank you. Right. I appreciate you because of those actions. That's not, I wasn't required to tell my mom thank you, but because I love her so much, and I and the reverence for her, right, and my regard is so high that the least I could do is just say thank you.
You was created to praise. That was why you was created.
Created to do a whole lot of things.
You was created, but you was created to praise him. That was why you was created.
If that's not what Genesis says. It doesn't say you were created to. We get into the Psalms and we get into that's a part of it. Beyond that, get to the root of praise. Praise is rooted in appreciation. One of the things we don't always do is appreciate, especially good things. We take good things for granted. The point that you're making. My mom was supposed to feed me, right? I mean, that by law, she's required to feed me. And so maybe in my attitude, I never thought about it. As you said, we should go over and beyond the little things. One of my great appreciation of my mom, and I got a lot of appreciation. I always tell this little story. Okay, so in the 6th grade, we had a dance in the spring, right? And dude, I looked like Jethro Bodine. I mean, high water pants, everything was too little. I mean, the whole piece, right? But I went to my little party because all of us was kind of looking the same way, right? We had a 6th grade graduation. I call it my little gray suit. My mama went out and bought me this gray suit for my graduation. and hooked me up. And I'll never forget the whole outfit. I'm going to run it down to you. Had a gray suit, had a light blue shirt, had a white tie, and these nice little brown loafers.
Mhm.
Dude, I showed up for graduation. It was just like, baller!
Right.
You know, because, and I always, so it was always those things. And I got to thinking about things like, my mom made enormous sacrifices so we all could go to private school.
Mhm.
You think I ever thank my mother for that? No, that's what you're supposed to do. But now
Mhm.
I appreciate that. So sometimes appreciation might come a little bit, but some things, you know, you just do. I mean, if you woke up
Mhm.
and the alternative it was that you wasn't going to wake up or you didn't wake up,
Yeah.
I'm a little excited that I got up one more day.
Right.
You know, I mean, so I'm just saying, you
You know,
it
it's
should
like
become part of your DNA to say
Right.
thank you.
right.
You know, like it's just reflecting.
Nowhere in the handbook where it said I had to tell my mama thank you, but because I regard her in such high rank, I should do that. That's something that should just be natural, you know.
And I hate to do some inside baseball there, Jay, but you know, one of my little wind-ups is, well, if he's done anything, my mama raised me well. And my mama raised me well. And my mama said, if anybody do something for you, at the very least, you should say thank you.
Mhm.
That's that, you know. And then my mother had the other one, which was always, well, act like you appreciate it.
Yeah, act like- yeah,
act
yeah.
like you appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, but I think that appreciating other people,
Right.
appreciation, seeing the good in other
Yeah.
people, and then there should be a requirement, and always say thank you.
Oh yeah.
Always say thank you, man. I mean, I got to the point, and I've been pretty consistent on this because sometimes I'm inconsistent. I'm consistent in my inconsistencies. I'm consistent on this. Ask my wife, what do I say to her every time she prepares a meal for me?
Mm.
Always say thank you.
Yeah.
I thought you said it better be warm.
That cat gonna be on the couch in the basement.
Dude, you gonna have your stuff back.
Oh, DJ trying to get him put outside in the garage
Stuff back.
with the car running.
You better get in there and make me some tacos and clean up this house.
Fix me a pie, woman.
Why is it cold?
Fix me a
How
pie.
is that
Walking out.
possible?
How come I ain't smelling nothing?
You know what time I get in here. Why is it cold? Where's my slippers?
Those are old. That's old school. Big piece of chicken. Those were back in the day when the man got the big piece of chicken.
Yeah, where's my slippers?
Like, why you got 4 pieces of chicken and I got a half a bird? Like, I got a half.
Because I paid for that damn chicken. That's
Yeah.
why.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's.
I really heard people say that though, man. A friend of mine said, "Man, my mama, I was the oldest, and my daddy wasn't there, so I always got the biggest, big piece of chicken."
Wow.
Man of the house.
Yeah.
Look at that. Shoot, man. My mama would split up. Chicken came with. Did we ever get a whole chicken? So like we always had half chickens because I only can remember us all having one piece.
Yeah,
Man,
I was
listen.
such a mama's and grandma's boy. You know, my grandma always loved the wing. So guess what I love?
Wings.
The wing.
Yeah.
You know,
Listen.
I didn't eat the breasts or thighs until I got a little older, just because the wings would always be gone because we all love Granny.
Listen.
All of us would be digging off them wings.
Yeah.
The only thing you got left is the breast, the legs,
Yeah.
the thighs. So
Yeah.
But
Man, there was so many of us in the house.
You glad to
We
get
took-
a piece of chicken?
Listen, we took my chicken legs and split them in half.
Cut that out, man.
You take the top, I take the bottom.
season. How many of y'all was on the soda?
None.
Soda.
Better get a picture and 9 cups.
We got 3 people on the soda. You know, it was like, but no, I mean,
Well,
just,
let me say this though, having watched his family grow up, they may have been in the type, but you couldn't tell it.
Oh, no.
They
no,
mama,
no.
man, dad kept on a fresh suit. Mama was dressed
Yeah,
to the
because
nines.
they worked crazy.
And I'm saying, and the kids, they came dressed like they was coming to church, not
Yeah.
like how these kids come nowadays with blue jeans and all that.
Yeah.
They didn't play that.
I wish
Yeah.
we could have did that.
Yeah, man. They had cars galore. I mean, Cadillacs.
Oh,
That's all
yeah.
I remember was Cadillacs.
Now you talk the Yancey family because their old man was.
Yancey,
He always
yeah.
talked about. He said, "Now I'm gonna tell you what, Keith. We always had meat."
Oh, yeah.
My Russell dad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I know
Yeah.
Russell.
He said, "We
Oh,
always
good
had
singing
meat."
Russell.
Yeah, that cat. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I could wait. And here's you talk about things. I was telling Dr. Mutri, we were talking about shoes. She had on some cold shoes. She always does. Had on some cold shoes. I said, what's real interesting? There's three things me and my wife, a lot of things, but three things we have in common. One, we both love shoes. Oh man, we love shoes. We both Baptists right now.
Right now, boy.
And we both like the same piece of chicken. Both like the thigh. And I didn't realize that until some years. And you just saw it. I don't know if I brought a breast in or something like that, but then I was, hey, man, we like the same piece of chicken. Maybe we should be together.
Right. See, look at that. Look at
that.
God.
Look at God. We like the same piece of chicken.
And my wife will fight you over a drumstick.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Y'all like the same piece of chicken?
No, I'm a breast and wing man.
What's she?
Me too.
She leg and thigh?
She prefer that leg.
Okay.
Now she can go to Pick and Save and get that little eight-piece thing, It's always gonna be a leg is gone by the time it get to the house.
Get to the house.
You know what I do? Because I got a rotisserie chicken last night.
Yeah.
I always take the wings off.
Really?
If I do a bird on the grill, it's gonna come in wingless because I'm out there eating.
You already
stole the wing. I already took the wings off. You're listening to Community Voice Free Flow. Talk Much Free Flow Friday. Joined in studio by Devon Jones, DJ the Protege. Call. I'm gonna grab you right after the break. We'll be right back.
The passing of a loved one is emotional enough without adding the stress of funeral arrangements. By pre-planning, you receive the desires of your heart while taking away the burden from your family. It also saves you money, providing the dignity and respect your memory deserves. And there are times when life ends unexpectedly. Please know that the New Pitts Mortuary is here to lend a helping, caring hand anytime, day or night. We are the New Pitts Mortuary.
All right. Welcome back to Community Voice. Caller, welcome to the program.
Good morning. You're on air.
Hey, Keith.
Morning.
Hey, what's up, everybody in the studio?
It's Trey.
This is Trey, Hater Nation Trey, and I got me 3 of them. But first, I want to ask Keith, did you explain during the break
You echoing, Trey.
one requirement?
Trey, you
One
echoing.
requirement. Huh?
You echoing a little bit.
Yeah, I can hear the echo coming through the... Oh, let me turn the radio off.
Is you on speaker?
Well, that's why you could hear because
And
you
I'm
listen
not
to
on
the radio.
speaker.
Just listen to the phone now. Stop listening to
He
the
said he's
radio.
not on speaker.
It's the radio. All right, go on, man.
All right. Keith, did you explain to Ride Out the one requirement? God only got one, and it ain't praise because he got angels and saints praising him all day long, every day, in heaven. So he don't need. I agree. He don't need no praise from no idiot like me. But in regard to God having a requirement, many people think that God's love is unconditional. There is one condition, and I know you know what it is. Can you explain it to the people?
No, I do not know what it is. What is it?
It is that, okay, here we go. And I'm not going to get off track. Here we go. One requirement. Is Jesus Christ the Son of the living God?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's the only requirement.
Okay.
Is that I confess with my mouth that Jesus Christ is the Son of the living God and that God raised him from being dead. That is it, and that is all. And I studied that book 30 years.
Well, that's for Christianity.
Right, and I'm a Christian.
Okay.
All right.
That doesn't apply to Muslims.
Oh, no. I'm studying the Quran right now.
Okay.
But yeah, I love all of God's creatures. Okay. But except for Donald Trump. Now, him I hate.
Yikes.
Him I hate without reservation.
Yikes.
And anybody who worked with him, now I don't hate Melania because she was laughing at Jimmy Carter's grandson's joke yesterday.
Okay.
I don't hate Melania. Now, all right. What?
Now, as a Christian, you know that is a requirement that you love your
everybody.
enemies.
that you love.
Yeah, that you love. And I put
Just
it
say
like
that you still working on it. You know.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Did he say? Did Jesus say love my neighbor?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he also said love your enemy.
You love your enemy, Doc. Yes, sir.
Oh,
He got a whole teacher. Right? He goes,
You skip that chapter.
You, Lord.
It's
I
okay.
still love you, Lord, but I'm working on that one.
You skim through that chapter.
Right.
and I think
Part stuck together.
part of the judgment is going to be how well you did with the most unlovable people, not the easy ones to love.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that and
Yeah.
you're right, man, because that pushes up on, because part of me really wanted to be petty and let me shout out Mike Pence's wife. She refused to even acknowledge Donald Trump when he walked by.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, what about Michelle? She left.
She wasn't even there. She wasn't even there.
Well, they said she came through to pay her respects when nobody was there.
Right, and she had and she said she had a
Got
scheduling
up out of
conflict.
there. Yeah, she got up out of there before Trump and Melania showed up because she was gonna punch Melania in the face for stealing her speech.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. All right. So, but he told my hate. All right. I hate the word kiddos.
Kiddo.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
What, kiddo? Like, hey,
Kiddo.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't know why people say that. I don't like it
That
either.
white girl on Channel 12 News in the morning named Lindsay came up with that crap.
Lindsay
And then,
Slater.
yeah,
Lindsay
she
fine.
come up with that kiddos
Lindsay
about
Slater?
3 years ago.
I like Lindsay.
Yeah, Lindsay Slater. She's a real
I
dick.
like Lindsay.
Lindsay Slater has a pretty
Oh,
big
she
fan
good.
base too.
Yeah, I like
good at-
Lindsay.
She got a
good at
pretty
weather.
big fan base. Lindsay.
She good at weather. She good at
Well,
the
that's
weather.
what we
But when
watch
it
her
comes
for.
Well, because she look good too.
Yeah, I was
Come
gonna
on.
say, man, she fine too, man.
Yeah, she's fine. But she
Yeah.
married, and I'm sorry about that. But
Hey, I'm
Lindsay,
just
stop wearing.
compliment. It's a compliment.
Yeah, stop wearing them tight dresses, and I'll stop looking.
No, I keep wearing it.
All
Is this a call full of repentance?
Yeah, pretty much.
You saying stuff and then apologize and then saying stuff
So
and
we were saying
apologizing?
this. So either you gonna be on the couch or you gonna be on the morning bench.
Which one?
Which one you gonna sound like you on the morning bench right now, bro?
I'm gonna jump back and forth,
Hey, with
Keith,
the hat
back and
on.
forth. back and forth. Here go my second hate. My second hate is another word, and it is surreal.
Surreal?
Surreal. Do you hate that word?
Hate that word.
Okay.
What the hell is surreal?
Not real.
So
It was
Kind
so
of.
surreal. Oh God, that's some crap somebody made up to sound cute, and I hate it. And I'm out.
Hey, but ain't all of the words made up?
They are.
Shit.
I've never used
Yeah.
that word a day in my life though, so I get
know,
where
I
they
use-
come
I'm gonna
from.
tell you
That's
something was
real.
real interesting though. Back in the day, when I was coming along, you didn't use the term kid. You
Really?
used the term right because you and when I first started, I talked about kids, and I'd have people, older sisters, calling and correcting me. They're not baby goats. But black people started doing kids in the rest of the country because in New York, they talk about kid, right?
Yeah.
Kid. And so then it was kind of like it became hip hop, really kind of expanded that usage
I
of
got
the word kid.
a couple hates too.
Hate.
I think my hates is more rants though.
Okay, but let's do this before we get the hate call. I'm gonna get to you, but we need to do a cleanup
Yeah.
on aisle 6. So let's do our cleanup on
Yeah.
aisle 6.
Yeah, here we go.
Get back, Satan, I'm running late. Get back, Satan, I'm running late.
Oh,
Said I got to get to heaven before they close the gate. Get back, Satan, I'm running late. Come on, church. Oh, get back, Satan, I'm running late.
you better sing, brother. I didn't know.
Come on, church.
Get back, Satan,
Yeah.
I'm running late. Said I got to get to heaven before they close the gate. Get back, Satan, I'm running late. Come on.
Do-do-do-do. Brother, right up.
Mother. Debo, make sure you put the camera on me. Mother. Yesterday, Brother Rideout in his band was questioning if you made up this song on the spot
And called her name.
and called her name. Mother, I did call you the Nigga word because I couldn't believe this was coming out your mouth when we played for the service. But I have to apologize to you, Mother, if you're listening. That's a real song. And
I commend you, brother.
so, but what I'm gonna ask from you, Mother, is this. I'm gonna ask for you to leave earlier so you won't be running late. We don't want Heaven's Gate to close on you. Leave out a little earlier.
What if she had a bad batch of greens?
Yeah. Well,
I'm
Mother,
going home
on the morning
late.
train. I gotta apologize to you,
Keep on
Mother. I'm
going.
sorry.
And then there's that little standard evening train.
Evening train might be too late. Yeah, so
That's the Underground Railroad.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Mother, you was right. We was wrong as a band. So get back, Satan.
Yeah.
She was running late
Only train I know is the midnight train.
to Georgia.
Yeah. There's more than one train.
Yeah.
He's leaving.
What was Isaac Hayes on when he was going? By the time I get to Phoenix, was he on a train or a horse? Because that song,
No, he was
man,
on
he's still
Greyhound.
singing that
Yeah, he was on
song.
great. Yeah,
on
Doc.
Greyhound. You know how
He
many
was
stops
riding.
they be
He
having?
was riding the tricycles. His calves was big as a
You know how
fool.
many stops
He
Greyhound
did. He
be having?
still ain't got to
He
Phoenix.
still ain't got
That song was about
The bus
17
broke
minutes
down.
long. It's about 17 minutes, I believe that one.
that cat calves huge. He was pedaling that tricycle. That cat calves on the bus.
Oh, man, caller, welcome to the program.
Oh my God.
Good morning. You're on there.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Turn your radio down.
Okay. I would like to say good morning to everybody.
No, you got to
on
turn
the
your
air
radio down because
This morning, I did.
Okay.
I would say good morning to everybody on the air this morning. And I
All
want to
right.
give thanks to God, who is my creator, and Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. And I'm not ashamed to say nothing about Jesus Christ or God. And I do want to say this, though, because I'm really disappointed with it when somebody trying to correct Debo about God. Continue to keep your word, what God said. He did say every man needs to bow every time to confess that Jesus Christ is our Lord and Savior. Every man's need. He also did say acknowledge him, talk to him, sing hymns and songs, and tell somebody about him and pray to him daily. It did say that. So the devil got people out here too, so do God. The devil tests and God tests us. Do not lose the word what God told you in the beginning, what you was taught in the beginning. Because see, God's word is not, it's together. It's not a conversation. It's not like you got to be disagreeable. No, God's word is agreeable at all times. So I felt really kind of disappointed about that this morning. I just see y'all every morning. I finally called in this morning, and also when things go wrong in everybody's life, first thing they say, God, help me. Or if they get hurt or sick, mama, first thing they call instead of daddy. But daddy is important too. And they say, God, Jesus, help me. So why should he help him? In the book of James, it said, if a man do not believe what he say he'll do for you, then why do you ask? And everybody asks about God. Ain't no such thing. God ain't, like you did say, Buddhist or whatever else, Baptist or whatever, it doesn't matter. God is in one world. He gonna come down in this second resurrection, he's coming out the sky. And every man that looks up gonna see the same God. Guess what? Everybody stops everything on that day. When God come back for Judgment Day, and he said, I don't know what people said to about skeletons. There's no such thing. I have not seen a dead skeleton yet in the grave. I saw it in the museum, dinosaurs and stuff like that, what they told us. You ain't seen nobody dead because God said, ash is dust is dust. Why should be a skeleton in the ground when you go in the casket? There's no such thing as that. See, God said, be careful who say the word of God, who speaks the word of God, because you got to be careful for that. Read for yourself. Ask God for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of his word, and he'll give it to you. Don't take no words from God. He said, not take no words from him or add nothing to him, to his words. That's facts. And one thing about it, I'm saying, faith is something hopeful, evidence of things unseen. I believe God is real in my life. Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. Died on the cross for everybody's sins and rose from the dead on the third day. And one thing about it, and every preacher preach this, and I'm going to get off this phone. I know you have somebody going to call. They say, what you going to do, go to heaven and hell? And this resurrection, and the second death, it's going to be in fire. It's like gunfire, flood, it's house fires, and all types of stuff. Hurricanes, you know, all that stuff. But guess what? Everybody ain't going to die on Judgment Day, because it says there'll be some still standing, and ones that dig on the risen one standing. That's why he showed Jesus Christ on the third day. When he came back again, he said, it is I.
All right.
And let the church say, amen.
Amen.
Caller, thank you for your patience. You're on there.
You know what? If God is so powerful and he's so great, why did he allow people to suffer for 400 years? If God is so...
I'm gonna squash this because I ain't gonna get deep into God on Friday. Because maybe it's how we've been taught about God. Maybe that's the issue. It ain't got nothing to do with God, other than how we've been taught about God. And so when we talk about it, because I'm just looking at what's happening out here in California, now people would go, well, where is God? And I'm going, well, did God not point out to you that if you build near wildland, that you're going to get fires and how difficult it is? And then you have this thing called nature, where now you have 100 miles. So it is a lot of stuff we put on God. God is us.
Well, I'm just going to say this because I wasn't really going to speak about that. I don't depend on God for nothing.
Okay.
But moving forward, what I was going to say, I'm on this journey right now to find a Make America Great hat, because they said if you fold the tab over on a hat, it'll say made in China. So my thing was, is how can America be great when your hat is made in China? And then I know Elon Musk's mother said people should have more children, yet you only pissed out one child, but 95% of your children is test tube babies. And that is not the American way. And so I was just going to call and say that, but I was wondering, I didn't hear nobody talk about it, because, in America, all of us was made the American way. Not in no test tube, not no semen and no egg in the tube. So I just wanted to share that information. And before I go, I'm going to have to come out. I can't do the north side no more. I'm tired of picking up vintner bags, paper plates, and I'm going to drop you some pictures off about how it looks in Malele Kai's district in Russell, Stanford. If you call 286-3441 and press 0, they'll come pick up that mattress, especially the blue ones with the flowers that you buy from the corner store. But they are not going to do anything in the neighborhood or invest if you have no pride where you live at. I'm done. And for the people who say if you don't like it, you're damn right I'm gonna move because I'm not cleaning up after you damn niggas. Have a good weekend.
He got like a quarter a minute.
Yeah.
No matter he call, because he gonna call again. He gonna drop a no.
He got some nuggets for you.
You're listening to Community.
Yeah.
Hey, Keith, I like how you keep a bucket of water with you, man.
You never know when you have to put out a fire, bro.
There you go, Jack.
Now I also have a bucket of gasoline.
Oh yeah.
I'll throw
Let's
it on
spread it
there.
and keep it going.
Keep it going, man. It just be like, all right. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Community Voice. Let's do a couple things. Carl, I'm going to get to you. What do we have here? Okay, I'm back now. Penn State, Notre Dame. That was kind of a historic game that kind of flew under the radar in terms of history. Two black coaches, and now we're going to have at least one who's going to play for a national championship. That's never been done before. Marcus Freeman has done a pretty good. He's done a good job. Now I'm going to say this about Marcus Freeman. Marcus Freeman almost got fired this season.
Yeah, he did.
When they lost to Northern Illinois.
Oh yeah.
And man, so the fact that they went 11-1 after that, but I was kept thinking if they got Ty Whittingham out of here, I know
that's why I don't rock with Notre Dame.
Yeah, I know that they're gonna move on you. Let me say this too about James Franklin, and he certainly got a monkey on his back. Because his record in terms of playing against top 5 teams is 1-11.
Yeah.
They always say that he does not show up for the big game. His teams do not show up for the big game.
They showed up. They just
Penn
lost.
State?
No,
No,
I don't know how
man.
that dude throw that in.
Yeah, I was about to ask you, what was he thinking? The game is tied. It's like 40-some seconds.
Throw it away if you
Throw
don't
it
have
away,
anything.
and then don't even force it. Like the game is tied.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like it's 0-0.
You know, I was watching the game. I watched Skyview, which is there's no commentary.
Oh yeah.
You know,
They
you're
showed
just
it,
watching the camera and you
yeah.
seeing, especially when they had from the perspective of the quarterback, you watch how these holes open.
Yeah.
But dude, there was like 3 dudes. The interception that got called back because of the penalty. There was 3 dudes there.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's like,
What are you thinking?
What are you thinking, man? And I understand. Look, man, it's easy for us to say you playing in front of 80,000 people. You got millions watching you on television. You're also a kid. Let's lose. These are not pros. And you, when you watch it, you kind of go. It's like watching a high school basketball.
What you mean they're
game.
not pros? They getting paid now.
No, I'm saying, but you're not at the level. You're not at that next level. You're at a college level.
But when you get paid, you're a professional.
You're not
that's
at the.
the
We're not,
that's
but
the
we're
point
not talking
of
about
being
the
a
pro league.
professional.
Okay.
Of getting paid.
Seeing that you want to kind of nitpick on these little words is a big difference.
No,
those NILs
that
is
was
nothing.
you.
No, there's NILs are nothing compared
Requirement
to
was
when you're a
40,
star
yeah.
in the NFL.
To
So
40 million.
and you playing for Sunday.
Yeah.
That's what you playing.
Yeah.
If you're an athlete and you're a football player, you want to play on Sundays. And so, you know, you look at Penn State.
I always thought Penn State was weak. I thought they played better than expected.
Yeah.
I also do think Notre Dame is overrated too.
I
thought that was a game.
We're gonna find out.
I thought that was a game with 2 overrated teams, and I thought that Penn State was just more overrated.
Because who did Penn State? They beat SMU and Boise State.
But if you
it was
seen
Notre Dame to beat Boise State.
it was SMU.
I know they played SMU, but then
If you saw that SMU game though, it was not impressive. They could barely score, and then they finally got over the hump with a score. And SMU clearly it was just they were just outclassed, overmatched.
The 2 teams that really came out of nowhere this year is SMU and Arizona State.
Mhm.
Because nobody saw Arizona State had because they just came off of sanctions, and they had a big turnaround. So, but those teams weren't. I know they want to go to 12 teams. That's more television revenue.
Keep it at 8.
Yeah, right. And let's just get the cream of the crop. And then think about it. Ohio State has lost 2 games. They lost to Michigan at home. But Ohio State now is the odds-on favorite.
But they
to win
lost
the
to
national
Oregon.
championship.
Didn't they lose to Oregon twice?
I know they lost one.
One.
Oh, so they only beat them once. I thought
Because they didn't play in the
the championship
they
game.
didn't play in the championship.
They
game.
didn't. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought they did.
It was Oregon and
So Texas and
Texas and
Ohio State.
Ohio State. play
Ohio State tonight, which is a home game for Texas because they're playing in Arlington.
So Peyton Manning plays for Texas, right?
Wrong.
Peyton Manning's son,
his
Nephew.
grandson, nephew
yeah.
plays for Texas.
Arch man.
Archie.
Manning.
Arch.
Arch.
Yeah.
I was listening
His
a little
father
bit
name
because I
is
still
Archie.
had
Archie,
I
okay.
still had ESPN.
So that's his granddad. Archie Manning is Arch's granddad.
Okay.
And his father was the brother who had the spinal thing, so he was never able to really play.
Cooper was a wide receiver.
Wide receiver, yep.
So that's not Eli's dad.
No.
That was Cooper.
So Eli and Peyton
Had the same dad. Archie is their
and
dad.
Cooper. Eli, Peyton, and Cooper came from Archie.
Okay.
Arch Manning is Cooper's son.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And so
got you.
Peyton and Eli
His
is his nephew. Yeah.
Got you. Okay.
And then Arch and Eli went to Mississippi.
Oh.
You know, their dad, when he won the Heisman Trophy,
Yep.
he was at Mississippi.
Oh.
So they thought that Peyton would go to Mississippi,
He went
but
to
he went to
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
So
he was probably in the doghouse
and I
for
think
a while.
that's the whole thing about what's it, Brock Ewers, that, you know, it sounds like he's going to be in the transfer portal because
What? I thought he was going to the draft.
Well, whatever he's
Who
going
that?
to do.
Who talking about?
Ewers.
I don't know, because I was listening to ESPN this morning. They said sound like he might do another year.
If he stays, then
He won't
Arch probably
he
got to
won't-
go.
No, he won't be at Texas. I think they want
he
to
gonna
play
be in
Arch.
Texas,
I think they want to play Arch.
Because they was expecting Arch to start last year as a true freshman, but Ewers, like he played really good. He did. He played.
And I think, you know, at the college level, you know, hand the ball off. I mean, if you look at college, there's very few studs playing quarterback at the college level. Well, no. When you look at the average quarterback, a lot of these quarterbacks are game managers. They don't have
what?
No, there's some dudes out there. I'm just saying, when you look at the average team, especially if you're a Big Ten team, they're not looking at a strong quarterback. That's why Bryce Young was so unusual at Ohio State, because they hand the ball off. You got great stud running backs.
Now, Bryce Young went to Alabama. You're talking about C.J. Stroud,
who did very well, by the way.
Yeah, no, Alabama. Yeah.
And you talking about two studs right there.
Yeah,
Bryce Young was a Heisman winner.
Okay, and then give me some other names of great college quarterbacks you know of right now.
C.J. Stroud was really good.
No, I'm talking about right now. Cam Ward. Cam
Ward
at Miami,
Cam Ward
who set
solid.
out the second half of the game in their bowl game. Cam Ward.
I didn't keep up
Shador,
with
you know,
college,
I like Shador. He just hold the ball too long.
Right. He don't want to be like stereotyped as a running quarterback.
Yeah.
But hey, man.
Yeah.
And I'm a hater on him.
He's not that athletic either. Have you seen him run?
Who that? Shador?
Yeah.
Yeah. It ain't a priority.
Man, he
you
run
might
backwards.
could beat him.
That can't run backwards.
Yeah.
Keith, you let Miss Rhonda train you for about a month or two. You may lose by only 5 steps.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, hey,
He not that athletic. If you're athletic, you're gonna play that way. He doesn't play athletically.
I think because he doesn't want to get in, which is to his deficit, because when you look at the quarterback now, the prototype quarterback in the NFL now is Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
You need to be able to run. You be able to move in the pocket.
Yeah.
You know, you got to have different platforms of releasing the ball, that whole straight back, keep it up on you.
Shout out to Cordell Stewart. He was one of the first. Randall Cunningham.
Wow. Michael Vick.
You know, I mean, Michael Vick blew the doors off the hinges when he came. But you know, and that's why I'm not a big fan of Lamar, but I feel like I always gotta take up for Lamar, because when he came out, he win the Heisman.
He was at Louisville.
If he didn't win the Heisman, he was a finalist. But I want to say he won the Heisman. They was trying to have him be a wide receiver.
Yeah.
And see, that's why they don't want to run.
Like, go on with that,
Because
man. No, they did that because he's black.
No,
they did that because he's black. Whenever it's a black quarterback, they tried to do the same thing to Charlie Ward, and that's why he went to the NBA instead of the NFL.
Who's the kid that's playing down in New Orleans right
Charlie
now?
Ward won the Heisman.
Yeah, Charlie
He did.
Ward did.
Who's Charlie Ward was a little too.
Yeah,
he was small.
They don't do that with them white quarterbacks.
Yeah, because
they do.
The
dude is playing down in New Orleans right now, number 7. He was a coach. And actually, Tim Tebow,
he's not even good enough to be in the
Tebow should have
NFL.
been a linebacker.
You talking about Taysom Hill? He's not even good enough to be in the NFL.
But he in.
Yeah, and what is he doing? Playing tight end.
Playing tight end.
He
playing
doing
a wildcat.
everything.
Right. You had those guys. I think when you look at it, and maybe we're getting away from that, you're the running quarterback. You know, I mean, you got to
be. Remember when the dude that's with the Jets right now, and we don't know what his future is gonna be.
He did win the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah, he that's 2. And I'm not a statistician, so I don't got all of the quarterbacks they try to do that with. But real quick, that's 2 that they said that need to change their position, even though they're Heisman Trophy
Tony Dungy was a
winning
quarterback in Minnesota, and they
He
moved
was.
him to defensive back.
Yeah.
Well, they were saying with Lamar when he first came in, he couldn't throw 50 yards and better.
But he came from a pro style offense though.
Yeah, but he couldn't. But in the NFL though,
accuracy
you
is
got to
still
be
a-
But he
able.
came from a pro style offense though.
But when-
And what do they always talk about? They say that, oh, will this translate? Well, he came from an NFL style offense, so why wouldn't it translate?
Because when he first came in the league, he couldn't throw the ball. So they looking at him
he
at the
didn't- he-
collarbone.
he didn't win the Heisman just by running.
But college is different from the
That
NFL.
Heisman is-
Come on, man.
For every Heisman Trophy, they went in and talked about how many Heisman Trophy
won.
winners
Tebow was trash. in the
actually
NFL.
end up in the Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Tebow was good.
Man, Tebow was trash in the NFL though. He was trash. So
because
it
he
didn't
couldn't throw.
translate.
He can
It
throw.
didn't translate. His college,
But he
play-
didn't play a
didn't-
pro style offense.
He could
either.
throw the ball.
he couldn't throw the ball, bro.
But what I'm saying is Lamar played in a pro style
But he couldn't throw the
offense.
ball.
He got better throwing.
He won the Heisman.
But he
But
couldn't
that
throw.
doesn't mean that he could. I mean, there's a whole lot that goes into winning the Heisman
on,
in
dude.
college.
Come on.
There is no
Lamar never looked for the pass. He always thought run first because he didn't have accuracy.
Exactly.
That was his problem.
but there is no quarterback that has won the Heisman that won solely from running.
No,
No.
Because then that's called a running back. He was
but in
throwing
college,
the ball.
but in college, he
was
did.
throwing the
I can't
ball.
stand you.
In college, he did.
No, he didn't. What was his? You just
When I
what was his passing
Lamar,
numbers?
when I saw Lamar Jackson play at Louisville, he was doing a lot of running.
A lot.
He
No,
was
he was
doing
running
a
for
lot
his
of
life.
Doing a lot of running.
One
to the point
his
that
offensive line was
Harbaugh,
trash.
let me give Harbaugh credit because then he adjusted his offense
Exactly.
to include that. And then what did they lead the league in rushing?
Yeah.
And he's almost close to 1,000 yards. He's like Bobby Douglas. Anybody that's old school.
Because when he was at Louisville, his offensive line was trash. So he had to run.
for Lamar to run.
He had to run. His offensive line.
Yeah, he
was
has
trash.
to work. He has to work on that accuracy and touch, but he can do that. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
So that come
fixable.
with time. Yeah.
Yeah, but then why is he throwing the ball when you got Henry in the backfield?
Exactly. You can just give it to that horse.
I don't understand that when you got a great running back.
Man,
No
that's
disrespect if you're a quarterback, but my job is to get the ball to the Italian.
And I'm gonna stand there with my hands in my pouch.
Run,
Hey, Doc,
run,
I'm gonna cheer you on.
run, run. Caller, welcome to the program.
He said, "Run."
Good morning, you on there?
Ricky.
Good morning.
What's going on?
What's happening, man?
I was on hold.
Yeah, we had to do a little house cleaning, but we good now.
Okay. Shoot. They want 160 for the cheat sheets for the game.
Oh, that's right. They moved to Glendale.
Did they?
Yeah.
60.
Yeah.
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 Oh,
They want
because of
160.
the
Then like
fire.
yeah. And
160.
then like 500 for like the middle seats.
Man, they probably want 20 million for the.
Oh, the Super Bowl is prohibited.
So real quick, every year he only did his freshman, sophomore, junior year. Every year he went up in passing. We talking about college. He was at 1,800. Then he jumped up immensely to 3,500, and then he went to 3,600. He has a career just in 3 years
What
in
was his
college.
rushing? Pull up his rushing in college.
And
But real quick,
yards
he
after
was
catch, too.
he was
Who you
at
talking about?
9,000
Lamar
yards
Jackson.
passing
Oh,
in
okay.
in
college.
3 years.
What's his rushing?
But y'all talking about he was just a runner.
Some of that is yards after
No,
catch too,
I didn't
bro.
say he was. First of all, didn't say just. I said that when I saw him play, he did a lot of running.
All right, we lost the call.
Yeah.
Tell them to call the 52, 53 line. The other one drops a lot. So how much of that is yards after catch too? Because
Man, so
no. Because if I pass a 10-yard and the running back
I know
or the
what
wide
you're saying.
receiver
Now we going into
take it down there,
semantics.
man. Come on, man. I mean, so you got to take all of that into play though.
So
And let me
his
say, and let me,
rushing-
and
so
let me
his
say
rushing-
this: his quarterback rating, his career quarterback rating is 102. His regular season quarterback rating is 119.6.
Y'all sounding like them racist scouts. But
No,
I'm
I'm
gonna
just
just
saying.
say that I'm for real because I'm about to bring up his rushing, and his rushing don't even come close. So his
Well, if
his
you're a
freshman
quarterback,
year, His freshman year, but that's not what y'all said. I'm only going off what y'all said.
Okay.
960 yards his first
Close
season.
to 1,000.
He ran for 1,500 yards his
Over 1,000.
sophomore year, and he ran for 16,000.
Over 1,000.
I mean
Oh.
1,600. My bad.
Yeah.
For
Over 1,000. Yeah.
but you couple that with passing for 3,000 and 3,000, so he was over 4,500, close to 5,000 yards total.
But if you combine them, a quarter of his offense was running. A quarter of his yardage was running, produced by running. And I think if you did comparison to other quarterbacks, let's do Shadir. Is that Shadir?
Shador. But I just told you he's not athletic like that.
No,
but so he can't run like Lamar did.
All I'm saying is that when you make
your
the
strengths,
when you do the comparison, and I think that you can throw for 3,000 yards. A whole lot of quarterbacks, depending if they have that, especially the air raid offenses and stuff like that. But in college, it's a, I'm not gonna say it's a different game.
Now y'all diminishing this man.
No. I just said I hate on him, but the reality is when you look at Baltimore, they got Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is going to, and Pittsburgh actually plays Baltimore well for some reason. They can't beat anybody else. They can beat Baltimore, but they just load up for the run and make him throw the ball.
Hold on, what you mean they can't beat anybody else and they always in the playoffs?
Who?
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they lost the last 2 games of the season.
But you gotta win to get to the playoffs.
Yeah, but they lost the last 2 games of the season. They're on a 2-game losing streak right now. Mike Tomlin's job is on the line. Hate to say it. I like
the Packers is on a 2-game losing streak.
And I will go back to this. Let me say this. I'm thinking Matt LaFleur, we need to take a look if the Packers
Come on, now you going too far, man.
Oh, okay. He's my bud.
He's
my bud.
Packer fans live and die by each game.
Yes, every fan does.
No,
every real fan
shouldn't.
does.
I don't.
Okay.
You shouldn't. You I'm upset that we lost to the Gummy Bears because I put that loss on the floor. Because one, we got the ball with a minute left, got a first down, and then we did a hurry up for the second down. We didn't force Chicago to use that timeout that they had. So now it's 3rd down with 50 seconds left. Obviously, we got to run it to keep the clock moving. We never allowed them to use their timeout. So I don't know what they was doing. And then that prevent defense that they did at the end of the
when they had the 3 on the side.
I don't know. But the thing is, that was our second string. If Love was still good enough to come back and play. They just held him out.
No. Why didn't you play him in the second half? Because the game didn't matter.
It mattered, but the risk was far greater than us beating that game.
I'm confused though.
No.
You just confused me, bro.
I know. So what I said was you always play the game. You always play the game. Which they did.
Yeah, you said what?
No, which they did.
But you just said.
But you just like any other game, he got hurt.
But
so now,
but he could have went back in and
he could have went back and played.
And that's the question: if he goes back in and play, do they beat the Bears?
Of course.
Now it and the rivalry piece didn't really matter,
wasn't it? It was like 10-14 when he went out, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it's like, so why not put him back in the game based on your theory? Because he's going to get hurt in the meaningless game.
Wait, because you just said
meaningless game.
He's not 100%.
What you just said, why put him back in because of
and in our mind, we felt that we could play some 6th graders. It's the Bears. We was wrong, which we really wasn't wrong. I mean, the result is we lost. But we should have won that game, dude. Like LaFleur lost that game.
Usually I'm emotionally invested in the Bears game. It is. It's the Bears. But this game, I mean, you just knew because you couldn't count on them Cowboys.
LaFleur was atrocious
at home to beat the Commanders.
That was atrocious.
I mean, to be honest with you, since we have an honest conversation, Packers should have lost the first game in Chicago. They should have lost that game.
Well, they shouldn't have lost to Philly in the first game, though.
But all of the games that we lost, it was
Did he get
except
hurt?
for one.
Got hurt.
Yeah,
in Brazil.
except for one game. I believe all of the games that we lost was under 7 points.
You got first of all, the Packers healthy had a stud defense.
Yeah,
healthy.
yeah.
But you Clay Walker didn't play.
Yeah.
Zaire Alexander, I don't even know if he's going to even come back this year.
No, he had surgery, didn't he?
Yeah, he
done, right?
He had a torn PCL.
Yeah.
So he's out for the
done.
season.
Yeah, he's done. And probably out for the
Is
first
Eric
part
Stokes
of the season.
still on the team? Is 21 still out there?
Yeah, he been
Yeah,
out
of
there.
course he's out there because if
He
I
quiet
see
as a
somebody,
fool.
no, because I bet you if you see someone getting burned,
It's him.
21,
Him and Nixon.
Yeah.
Nixon get burnt all the
and
time.
Nixon, his issue is he thinks he's better than he
what
actually
he
is.
Yeah, man. I don't know why.
So he takes chances, and I'm going like, dude, you ain't that good. Just do the basics. You're a hell of a kick returner.
But that's what got him there, though.
Yeah, but he's a kick returner.
I mean, but you do what got you there. So I mean,
return kicks.
But he got
no.
He got to play because they run out of defensive back.
Jesus,
They got to play him. They
trash,
can't
but
hide
can
him.
Put me out there. I can get burnt.
Yeah, well.
For the few thousand.
But it's gonna be an interesting game. I still think we got a really good chance.
Yeah,
We in the same position that we were last year. You know, the youngest
Cowboys.
team in the league,
Yeah.
on the road, underdog,
a lot of injuries.
and we're expected.
See, but my thing, DJ, and this is what scared me. I was actually talking with Keith earlier. The running part of shutting down the run game, all right, we good with it. All right, I can deal with
outside the lines, but in between tackles,
Man,
if they run it up the gut,
that.
it's gonna
Running
hurt
it up
us.
the gut and passing it over the middle is what kills us
Yeah.
every
But they
year.
ain't just running somebody up the gut. They
They're running the horse.
They're running Henry up the gut.
No,
I mean,
Saquon.
Barkley.
Barkley. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man, they running a horse up the
Because we kept talking about Lamar.
Lamar Jackson. I'm sorry.
dock. Man.
Caller, welcome to the program.
Good morning, you on there?
And I wanted to sort of kind of weigh in on the whole football analysis in general. I'm gonna focus on the Packers. The Packers, you know, I think Love played because it was the Bears, and you know the whole rivalry thing. The smart thing to do, if they felt that they weren't trying to position themselves to avoid Philadelphia, then you're trying to win that game. To play somebody other than Philadelphia. But I think he played because, you know, it's the Packers and Bears. You don't sit out if you can play.
Right.
However, with Florida, those guys got to think about, Love's been dinged up multiple times during the year.
Mm-hmm.
They should have sat him.
Yeah.
Because if the game was either going to be fourth or fifth, or I guess you were either going to be in the 5 spot and the 6 spot, and they ended up dropping to the 7
No,
spot.
we went in as the 7.
We was trying to get to 6.
Yeah, we could only get
Okay,
the
my bad.
because
And I guess the question is, did you
Minnesota
wanna
and the
play-
Lions, they was fighting for the 1, and whoever lost would have been the 5th.
Okay, but here's the deal, though, right?
Mhm.
If you are already in a really tough spot, are you saying you want to avoid Philadelphia? That's the question. Do I want to avoid Philadelphia? And I guess they thought they could by beating the Bears, and you don't need people getting hurt. It doesn't matter. They got to go on the road anyway.
Right.
Well, I think
So-
the difference was I was asking DJ. They lost to Philly the first game of the season, but they beat the Rams, and so I think that
It was a different Rams team, though.
yeah. So yeah, because Rams look like
No,
Even
I
though-
mean they were injured.
even
the
though
time that we
they
played
just
them.
lost their home field advantage, but
Right.
yeah. So I don't know. It's always
Packers
a
would've
tough
really
call.
won that game.
Yeah, it really was a tough call to say how long you play your starters, and you couldn't. And on paper, you know, it wasn't the Cowboys even at home because their quarterback is injured. The second string quarterback is injured. You know, the Cowboys, as much as I was cheering for them, it was going to be tough for them to win that game against the Commanders. And the Commanders knew what they were up against too. So
in terms of should he have played, I wouldn't have played him, especially because he's gotten dinged up multiple times. It's not worth it. You want to go into the season knowing, okay, maybe we lose the game, but at least our guys are healthy for the playoff run, because
Right.
to have to go in there injured, you're on the road,
Mm-hmm.
you got a bunch of guys injured, and you got not only your starting quarterback is hurt, your backup is hurt.
Yep.
So they got a major problem. How come How come Philadelphia didn't the little boy go for the record? He would have got that record.
Man, they should have went to the. I think that's weak to me.
But if
He
he
would
get
have got
hurt,
he would have got the record because he had all the incentive. I'm playing a team that basically let me go,
but he gets hurt.
But they're saying I'm trying to go.
But you
We're
going
trying to
for
win the
history.
Super Bowl, and so I wanted to see him do it, but I also understand why they didn't do it. And Philadelphia had a history of that. They played a guy and the guy hurt and it messed them up. Now, in terms of Tampa Bay, when there was a record at risk, I love what they did for Mike Evans. I thought that was pretty classy because they were trying to win the game. They know they're going to the playoffs. They send him out there. He needs 9 yards to get the 1,000 yards for the 12th time or 11th time in a row, and stay competitive with Jerry Rice. He'll probably break the record next year. And they put him in, and it was $3 million riding on that bonus. If he got a consecutive 1,000-yard season, he get $3 million. And the team put him back in, threw the ball to him, which I was like.
And then what did they do?
He got $3 million bonus.
Yeah,
he got $3 million bonus for that.
And what did they do after he got the record? Did you see him after that?
I saw the celebration. I don't know exactly what you're alluding to.
He didn't play after that.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, you're right. Well,
right, because
the game was won. He got the record. Now take him out.
And here's the thing about athletes. When you're competitive, so what I'm going to say. So sometimes you don't know. I need to shut this down.
Yeah. Like Giannis.
Yeah, you still going full. You going full tilt. And then and again they say being cautious is also an opportunity for injury.
Yeah.
But I think you gotta, if you look at it and good for Tampa Bay because there's a whole lot of teams will hold people out so they don't have to pay the money.
Purposely.
Yeah.
He set the backup.
Yeah, purposely because they don't want to
And
pay.
then he gonna say, "Oh, I ain't know nothing about that. I wasn't even thinking about that."
Right.
You made the contract. You're the general manager.
How do you not know?
You know those bonuses you have to pay out.
And
here's the other thing with Saquon Barkley, as deep as they go, he's gonna make some money. So it ain't like you just.
This day last week, so he should have went for that record.
Yeah, because now
Phillies last week?
now you are sketched into the history.
You think Packers gonna beat Philly?
Yeah, I think the Packers.
And this is why Jalen Hurts. Is he even out of concussion protocol?
I think he's back in practice.
But he was in limited. You could be limited in practice and still not be out of concussion protocol.
Yeah.
So
I will say this: that if it's a healthy Jalen Hurts, it's a wrap. However, it's a woozy Jalen Hurts, and if the Packers the defense has got to show up and have an impact on the game. If the defense show up and basically challenge Jalen Hurts' condition, and let's find out. We'll take our chance, but if the defense don't show up, they're gonna get blown out.
Right. I think the other thing is make him throw the ball.
Right.
Make him throw the ball.
Packers defense got to play out of
make him throw the ball.
But we got to stack that box,
Stock
man.
the backs. Don't let him run. Shut down the running game and make him throw.
Yeah.
I'm putting 9 people in the box. Forget 8.
But put the water boy in there too. Everybody get in there.
All right. What's your prediction for Sunday, man?
I would say I believe this. If the first quarter, if we're not doing good after the first quarter, we're not going to have a chance to win the game. But if they can keep it close and test Jalen Hurts' ability to make accurate throws, and when he runs, you can't run out of bounds. You got to tag him every time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
appreciate you, man.
All
right. You're listening to Community Voice. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
The passing of a loved one is emotional enough without adding the stress of funeral arrangements. By pre-planning, you receive the desires of your heart while taking away the burden from your family. It also saves you money, providing the dignity and respect your memory deserves. And there are times when life ends unexpectedly. Please know that the New Pitts Mortuary is here to lend a helping, caring hand anytime, day or night. We are the New Pitts Mortuary.
Community Voice with your host, Keith Parris and Devon Jones, DJ The Protege.
All right, welcome back to Community Voice. Chris Middleton coming off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
Good idea.
Yeah.
They need points.
And then when I read what Doc Rivers said, he's still under minutes restriction.
Yeah.
And so you would rather have him on the floor during crunch time than, him start. And because you used up all of those minutes, because you're getting starter minutes, he be on the bench during crunch time. So that makes sense.
And it gives you, for sure, points off the bench because he can score.
Him and Bobby.
Bobby, and Trent, because Trent can shoot too. So
but ain't Trent gonna start now?
No, they got Prince start.
Who?
Prince.
Oh, I forgot we had him.
Prince is start.
There you go.
Hey, but he's shooting 52%. He's shooting 52% from three.
Who's the two guard now? Jax?
He the three. Jackson the three.
Ajax is he's two. He's playing two. Prince is playing three.
Yeah.
The Ajax is playing two. Even though he don't shoot, they really just got him out there for defensive purpose. Because he be out there looking lost. When he get the ball, he just jump and just throw the ball. Like, man, you got to see where you throwing the ball to.
Who's that?
AJ.
You know what? He'll do just enough.
Yeah.
He'll get paid at the next level.
Yeah.
Did you see the Cleveland OKC game?
Man, that was a good game.
Great game.
Hey, man, I'm kind of scared of OKC, man.
I am, but you know what? I both these Cleveland has a little bit more that backcourt.
Yeah.
Garland and Mitchell, they can put up some points.
Yeah.
It seemed like with OKC, a lot of their points coming off their defense, which is great.
Yeah.
But when it came down to who do you put the ball in? Who do you put the ball in? If you can slow down with Gilchrist, then who's the second option? Who's the third option?
Yeah,
that's what that kind of came down to. But their defense kept them in that game.
Yeah, man, that cat Williams is that his name?
Yeah, there's two Williams, isn't it?
Yeah, the one that got the braids.
Right.
Are you talking about OKC?
Yeah.
That
dude.
They just have to learn, and which all teams, young teams, have to do. Learn how to execute down the stretch. Because down the stretch they become very stagnant.
Yeah.
But defensively,
man,
they remind me like Orlando. Defensively, they get after it.
And Ben Carroll's back.
Yeah.
So he plays tonight against the Bucks. The coach
is from here.
Yeah. His dad works at the Alma Center, James Mosley.
Yeah, he grew up on Sherman and Burlock.
Yeah. But that's a sleeper team you don't want to
right.
And I guess the Pacers are going back to being the Pacers. Good.
So what do you think about? And I know Bradley Beal said that he holds all of the cards.
Overrated. I had a debate about dude.
Who?
Bradley Beal. I had a debate about dude last night. You gonna bring up him and Chris Middleton?
Well, no, Jimmy Butler, because they was talking about possibly trading him for Jimmy. And he said in the interview that he holds all of the cards, which
Jimmy
he does because he got
Jimmy
no
doesn't
Troy
really
card.
have a lot of options where there's teams that he.
Well, first of all, you're under contract this year.
Right.
You have a player option, which you can opt out. But if I know that you don't even want to be with me, then
but Bradley Beal has the no trade
I
clause.
I don't even take you serious, and you offering me Jimmy
on
Butler.
a 7 game suspension.
7 game suspension. He's not playing. He said, now from what the reports came out, he said that Milwaukee and Memphis is ruled out as far as places that he wants to go, but we don't want him anyway.
Right.
Well, I wouldn't want him.
First of all, he's acting like a spoiled brat.
Yeah, he
The
is.
reason why you're not happy is because you didn't get an extension. That's the reason.
And
you
Pat
didn't
Riley
lose,
too.
You didn't lose joy. You wanted.
That
you
might affect
wanted
my joy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Then when you don't see that bread, it's gonna affect your joy, bro.
This is the thing that blows
It
me.
affect your joy.
This what blows me though. It's not like he doesn't have a player option next year, and it's not like his player option is for $10 million. His player option is for $50 million next year.
Yeah, but if you if
You
you
got
get
50
that
million coming next year.
right, I get it. But if you want to keep playing and you want to get that extension, because after that 50 million, you ain't gonna get that type of money that you're looking
But
for
if you
get
ball
an
out, you
extension.
will.
But you would have to go to a team
No, he could
that
just
you can
he
ball
could,
out
he
with.
could stay. He could
I mean,
stay with Miami.
Bro, that's like you standing
Get
with a
the
girl that
50.
cheated on you and you know she cheated on you and the relationship is over. You ain't gonna feel the same about that girl. So
Now,
it's the
that ain't-
same way.
That's a bad
No.
analogy.
It's the same way with him because of what Pat Riley won after he said if he was out there against New York, if he was out there against Boston, they wouldn't have won. Then Pat Riley come back and say,
If
"Well,
you're
if
not
you ain't on the
talking-
court, shut up."
Right.
Hold up. No, don't talk to me like that.
Okay.
One, so now that you got all of this planned against you, and on top of that, they don't want to pay you.
Don't let your feelings get in the way of business.
And that's what's
Latrell
happening.
Sprewell.
And
Do
that's what's
not
happening.
let your feelings get in the way of business.
Listen, man,
Hey, Keith, I agree with
Just
you
saying.
110.
you have
You right.
50 million coming next year if you want it. So basically, you saying you don't want 50 million.
Or you
So that's you acting like a spoiled brat.
I told you.
good.
DJ,
It's
I
not-
totally
it's not
agree
like-
with you.
It's not like they have a team option because now that choice is out of your hands.
Right.
You have a player option, which means you can
But he
choose
don't
to
wanna
opt
stay-
in
but-
or opt out.
but-
No, he want to stay. He want more money.
No, but check
after
this
that.
out. But check this out, DJ. He wants to be on the team. One, at the age and where he's at in his career, he wants to win. So you want to be on a team that's gonna win. So that's why he started crying when the Bucks got Damian Lillard because he started crying, tampering. Y'all need to check into that. Y'all need to check into that.
Well, he wore his welcome out in Philly. There's
In
a couple,
Philly?
there's
In
a couple of spots.
Minnesota?
Yeah, he's worn his welcome out. So,
Chicago?
like I said, don't let your
That's the
feelings.
worst thing Philly ever did.
Yeah, well, but that's some of that
Yeah.
was on him too.
You gave him up for what was the dude name?
But he didn't want to be there though. bro.
What's the Tobias?
But he
Gave
didn't
him up
want
for Tobias.
Bro, he didn't want to be there.
He
So
did.
so
He
they
did
had to
wanna
get
be in
something.
Philly. Philly chose
But
Tobias
it's always
Harris
amazing
over
with
Jimmy
this dude.
Jackson.
He always
I mean,
want to
over
be
Jimmy
there.
Butler.
But then he
But
don't-
there's a problem when
No,
he's
he didn't
there.
want to. No, he didn't want to be in Minnesota.
No, but
he
I'm
didn't want
saying
to be in Chicago neither.
But Philly, he wanted to be there, and
Okay.
he is exactly what they needed.
right. Well, but he ain't
But they
there.
chose
See, but
Tobias Harris.
when you
over him.
are a head case in the locker room and the team don't want you, that's telling you, bro. Like
your teammates are like, it was tough. You know, when Shaq left LA, and Kobe didn't win the championship, but they were going there. A lot of people didn't want to play with Kobe.
yeah,
As good
Smush
as
Parker.
as good as they were, what they were able. There's a name.
Dude, Smush Parker just did an interview, said Kobe sat next to him for 3 years. He started with Kobe. Kobe didn't say a word to him for 3 years. You sitting right
And the
next to
difference
him.
between Kobe and Jimmy Butler is Kobe is one of the top 5 players all time.
Yeah.
So Jimmy Butler is great, but he ain't one of the top
But
5
at
players
least
of
talk
all
to me,
time.
though.
But when
man.
you hear, but obviously that's egregious, right? And maybe it's a little tongue in cheek because clearly they had to speak on the court. But people say like Smush Parker's work ethic wasn't, and Kobe's was always about work ethic.
Yeah,
you
but
know what
if
I mean?
you
So,
young, man, take the man under your wings, teach him, show him.
right,
Like he's starting. He's the starting
I
point guard.
agree, but like it's Kobe had friends with players. Like he was cool with Pau Gasol.
Man,
He was
there's
cool
a lot
with
of
Lamar
players
Odom.
that didn't like Kobe. A lot of players.
Yeah, I mean,
And
It's
you
a lot
put
of-
up with a lot,
but it's
Yeah.
a lot
If
of
you
players
winning,
that
yeah,
didn't
of
and
like-
course.
you're getting paid.
Of course.
But then after a while, then
When you
people go,
lose it-
is my happiness
Work.
worth?
There you go, bro.
And again, and these are human beings. We gotta remember that little piece, right? That you bring, you go in and you think, and again, we get back to Latrell Sprewell. Well, I could get more money. Maybe you could, maybe you couldn't.
Yeah.
You were able to really resurrect your career when you got to New York.
Yeah.
I mean, but how many players are able to kind of rebound from that? Because there's a lot of dudes, man. I mean, you choked the coach.
And they didn't want
Now
to
the
deal
fact
with
that you choked the coach that everybody thought should have been choked.
you. Yeah.
and that's a narrative that that should have came out, but it didn't.
There's a
'Cause that
lot
was
of people
crazy
thought
when I
PJ
found that
Carlissimo. Yeah, they was like, yeah,
Because as a kid, you just see PJ up on you know,
Does
the
he
talk
know?
shows
Yeah.
and all of that. He seemed like a nice guy.
Right.
But reality is like, no, he should have been choked. So if you deserve to be choked, then you deserve to be choked. It is what it is,
Choke 'em.
man.
I agree.
Caller, welcome to the program.
And I don't feel sorry for him no
I
more.
agree with you, brother.
Me either. Caller, welcome to the program.
Good morning.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Hey, check this out. You know, remember when you used to mess up with your mama and she said, go in there and see your daddy. And your daddy would straighten you out?
Yeah.
Okay, let's remove mama from the equation. And Jimmy Butler stepped right up to daddy. And Pat Riley said, hey, I got something for you. Because look at his history.
Now you got to kick him out the house.
Sat down
all
somewhere.
them, all them other teams he was with, he sat out.
Pat
But Pat Riley said, no, I'm putting you out.
He's tougher than he really think he is. Because Pat Riley, the reason why Shaq ain't in Miami, right?
That's right.
And that famous thing, and it was Alonzo Mourning got in between them. He said, Shaq, don't do it. Shaq would have killed Pat Riley. Because
but that's not the point.
He may
We
have
all
killed
know
him,
that.
but
Shaq
Pat
would
Riley
kill
wasn't
most
running.
Americans.
Pat obviously didn't know it.
Hey, look.
Kobe
go back to when he was with
knew
the
it,
Lakers.
and he still went
Go
at
back
Shaq.
to when Pat Riley was with the Lakers. He had Magic Johnson, Kareem,
Right.
Worthy.
Work.
All of them were scared of him. They called him Riles.
And
Don't
that's-
get
and
Riles, man. Don't
That's
you
a great
remember that?
point.
But yeah, they're
Don't
all
you
Hall of
remember that?
Famers.
He know how to
No,
handle the low
but
Jimmy
he's saying
Butler.
to the caller point, he's saying, I dealt with players that you couldn't
Way
even
better
shine
than
their
you.
shoes.
Different time.
So you
championship
you
players.
don't have no right to be coming to me any kind of way.
The power that players have today, and even though you had Magic and Kareem, they didn't have the same power players have today.
Magic had power. I don't know what you talking about.
Magic
He
and
didn't got a
Pat
couple.
Riley,
He didn't got a couple.
If Jimmy Butler
But you have
got all that
you have
power,
a Bradley
Pat
Beal
Riley
right
sent him
now
home
who
for
has a
9
no
games.
trade
What does
clause
that
in his
say about Pat
contract.
Riley?
He got power.
He got power.
What'd you say, Carl?
I said, if they got all this power and Pat Riley can send his butt home for 9 games, what does that say about Pat Riley?
Yeah, Pat Riley still got to pay him though eventually.
Still got to
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the play.
Oh.
Yeah, and I
I'm
think
talking
that
about the
obviously
move.
they think they don't need Jimmy Butler to win.
That's right.
Well, I don't know about all that. I
Hey,
think they
if
could
he
use
can
him.
send Shaq, tell Shaq, go west, young man. I don't care.
But Shaq was also 72 years old. He was at the end of his career when he was in
What
Miami.
is Jimmy Butler?
Yeah. Well, but Jimmy
Butler
still got a couple of good years out of him.
yeah,
He still got a couple of good years
He
in
ain't
him.
got
But
it like
Shaq
he
was
used to have it.
Shaq could barely get up and down the court. You know,
Yeah, but
so
next year Jimmy Butler ain't gonna have it like he used to have it.
Yeah.
right. I agree with that.
Yeah. So that's all I wanted to say. He stepped up to daddy instead of he thought he was stepping up to mama, but he stepped up to daddy.
And I'm not a
Y'all
big
have
fan
a
of
good
Pat
one.
Riley.
You too.
Pat Riley did a whole lot to hurt Paul Silas's coaching career. So there's things about Pat Riley. He benefited from being when he was in LA.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that you get all those Hall of Famers.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Celtics of the 80s. Me and DJ could coach that team.
Definitely.
You know, what's my job? Make substitutions,
Mm-hmm.
Call timeouts. That's it. You got Larry Bird, you got Kevin McHale, you got Robert Parrish, you got Dennis Johnson. And then they had, he was at the end of it, you had Bill Walton. So you got 5 Hall of Famers.
He was still serviceable though.
Yeah, I mean, he contributed,
Mm-hmm.
But so I think that when you look at it, the NBA Players Union is one of the most, if not the most powerful players union, which is really surprising because
Not more than a baseball.
baseball.
Nobody is stronger than baseball.
Baseball is. I don't know how when you get older you get more money. I ain't figured that out. How you gonna be where you looking at more money?
Yeah, they do.
And wait a minute, it guaranteed money.
Yeah.
I don't that
But
baseball
they really
makes no
they
sense.
really win because there's no salary cap.
But then that
that's
means
the
it's
reason
big
why they
market
win.
teams. So you look at the Dodgers, you look at the Yankees, the
Texas.
Boston.
But we had this argument. They don't always win. Now,
but
they
usually
won.
do.
They won this year,
They
but
usually do.
they don't always.
I
win.
say about 94.5% of the time they
No,
do.
don't.
Every now and then you get the Marlins
No,
Or
the
like
Royals,
Kansas City
or the
Royals.
Royals.
Right.
Yeah,
Um,
but
the Astros.
Astros is big. That's a big market. Astro, there's a lot.
man,
of
that's
money.
almost like you playing the lottery,
That's
bro.
Houston is what the third, fourth
Yeah.
largest city in the country. That's a big market.
Yeah.
So.
They
Houston is huge.
they not that big.
No.
No,
Houston
I'm
is
saying,
big
but
market.
that payroll, they
Yeah.
can afford that payroll. The
Yeah.
Texans
Yeah.
Texans. I mean, there's a lot of
Texans.
money in those franchises.
Angels.
A lot of money.
I mean,
Now,
that's LA.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So when you look at it, like Milwaukee can't compete
It's over.
because there is no salary
But they
cap.
always compete.
So we need a string of luck.
Because you're bringing those guys out of your farm system.
Right.
But you're not signing free agents.
Exactly.
Well, they do.
Not the
Nah,
big, well, I think the biggest one they did was
CC Sebastian.
No.
We got him through trade.
Craig Counsell.
Yeah, through trade.
Wasn't it Craig Counsell?
No. The biggest sign?
No, not Craig Counsell. Who's the dude that was the MVP?
I don't know.
No, the dude, he was MVP and he came to the Brewers.
You talking about pitcher?
No, he was a fielder. Regular.
A fielder.
See, because we had Prince Fielder. He played first base.
Well, we got him.
But he was through our farm system.
Yeah.
Right.
So we actually drafted him. We drafted
That was
Ricky
actually
Weeks.
pretty good. That was pretty good.
Man,
They were
Prince,
pretty good, that farm system.
It
But
was
the
Prince
Brewers
and
used to
Ricky,
have
right?
one of the best farm systems
did.
in baseball.
Yeah.
Then in Baltimore,
Yeah.
they were the two best.
Braun came out of
Braun,
there.
Prince, Ricky,
Mm-hmm.
and there was another one that they had, but they traded him.
Ricky Weeks sure did.
Weeks.
Yeah. He one of the coaches.
Yeah. Ricky.
Yeah, I think baseball is if it usually now you're right. Every now and then a team will come along, but a small market team will be able to go. What did Miami do? Once they won it, they started selling those players.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, because they couldn't for which I don't understand. A lot of money down in Miami.
But it's not about that. It's about how much the owner got.
Put into it, yeah.
You know.
Because that starts with Mr. Finley back with the Oakland A's.
Oh,
that
yeah.
team in the 70s with Reggie Jackson and Gene Tennis and all, and he sold all of them, let them all go. Couldn't afford to pay
Jackson
him.
too, didn't they?
Bo Jackson came.
Played for the Oakland A's.
No, he played for
he was with the
Kansas City Royals.
Yeah,
he played football for the Raiders.
Right. Oh, he played for the Kansas City Royals.
Yeah, I got a chance to see him in person. The Royals came to town.
Yeah.
I'd never seen a human being that muscular.
Yeah, he was big.
I mean, when you could see the muscles through his pants.
Yeah.
Bo Jackson.
Right.
That dude, he was, another was Baylor. Don Baylor. That was another physical specimen. You look at those dudes like, man.
Yeah. Reggie was pretty big himself, though.
But Reggie wasn't fit
White.
like that.
Yeah,
Reggie White?
Yeah,
no,
Reggie was,
no, Reggie Jackson.
Reggie Jackson.
He wasn't fit like that.
Mr.
man.
October.
Yeah.
Oh, man. How about that?
Yeah.
The straw that stirs the drink. But I love those Yankees teams. That's when I became a Yankees fan. Those 70s Yankees.
I was never a Yankees fan until A-Rod went there.
Dude, have you saw Barry Bonds lately?
Mm-hmm. A-Rod was my favorite player.
Barry Bonds' head is still huge, but his body is little. It is, dude. That cat
It's
look.
good shape. Look at
cat
steroids.
Yeah.
He's still the greatest to me.
Barry Bonds, without question, he should be in the
Yeah.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Because
all of them cheated back
if you
then.
And it
I
wasn't
don't
cheating
even
because
think
it wasn't
that's cheating.
illegal.
It wasn't illegal.
It wasn't illegal.
That's why I said all of them was doing it because
But
it wasn't
no, but
illegal, though.
this is why I say it wasn't cheating. It's because it was players that was on steroids. They were still weak. Everybody wasn't cold.
The thing
That
about
was using steroids.
the thing about steroids, if you don't have that twitch and the ability, you still got to see the ball and hit the ball.
The science.
There you go.
The science to the steroids is it speeds up your recovery. It helps, so
And
that's why they
a lot of
got
people
so
was using
big,
it,
because
you can
you're
get
not
in the
you're not
gym.
sore like that, It has nothing to do with your hand-eye coordination.
Right.
And even Barry Bonds broke down why you hit home runs. The home runs doesn't come from how hard I swing the bat. The power comes from the pitch.
Yeah.
All I need to do is
It's
just
just
put
connect.
the ball, put the bat in the right spot.
Yeah.
And the power is from the ball.
Because of how fast the ball is.
Right.
Look, he won 3 MVPs before he even got to San Francisco and before he was juicing.
The-
So if you don't do anything else, go on then disregard his San Francisco time and just look at the time he spent in Pittsburgh.
Who was that big dude from that played Oakland? He was the white guy.
Mark McGwire.
Mark McGwire.
He started at Oakland. He was one of the Bash brothers then with St. Louis.
Yeah.
And him and
Still
Sammy
couldn't do
Sosa.
nothing with Barry.
No, Barry Bonds is like one of the greatest baseball players ever. There's no
Barry is so cold. He was about to tie Willie Mays. He hit a home run. He was like, I'm not gonna hit no home runs
That's his
until we get
godfather.
back to the Bay.
Yeah.
I gotta do this. I gotta do this in front of home.
Yeah.
And so they like, how you gonna do that? He's like, I'm just gonna, get on base.
See,
So he was doing that, and everybody was amazed. Like,
well,
dude, really doing this?
Well, honestly, DJ, that's
you
really not hard to
purposely-
do that because when you
we talking about all-time athletes.
No. I'm saying that when you play
it
baseball,
ain't hard for them.
No. Listen, you can actually how you swing the bat and how you position the bat. Though you can determine if you're gonna hit a grounder, if you're gonna hit it in left field, right field, or center field, and how you swing. It determines if you're swinging for the fence.
Yeah.
So you can your mechanics can help you
He also
hit
had
grounders.
he had pretty good average too, though.
Yeah.
Right.
He wasn't just.
And he
just
was
foul.
stealing bases when he was younger.
Yeah.
He was an all-around
Barry
baseball
Bonds.
player.
I was a big fan of his in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
When he got to Frisco, and then the rap on him was he never could play in the big games.
Mhm.
That was the rap on Barry
Yeah.
Bonds.
Yeah, just like A-Rod. A-Rod finally did it though.
No, you were talking about the other guys.
Yeah.
When he shot Derek Jeter.
Oh yeah.
And they're having this group.
Yeah.
Right. And the dude, he said, you should have shot A-Rod. You should have shot A-Rod. What do they call him? A biracial. Biracial. Your dude shot. Have you seen the other guys?
Hilarious.
That's hilarious. Guy, he
Mark
does a discharge and he shoots Derek Jeter. Right. And so now everybody's mad at him for shooting Derek Jeter.
Yeah.
And then in the group, the dude said, yeah, you should have shot A-Rod. A-Rod, I mean, again, there's another one with big games.
Yeah.
Oh, he was shrink, dude.
Big games, big contract,
he
big games.
literally would just strike out. Like, bro, what are you swinging at, man?
He
was like
I
the
think he
Peyton
was
Manning
nervous.
of baseball.
Yeah, I think he was nervous, man.
He was a Peyton Manning of baseball. He could do no wrong in the regular season, but once those playoffs hit, shrink.
I want to say Brent Favre of baseball, man, because he was like
Favre does have that one Super Bowl.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
No, Brent Favre was just erratic.
I mean, he'll just throw it up though.
Yeah, he was like Terry Bradshaw. They weren't the brightest quarterbacks. They depended on their arm strength.
Dang, I said his name. I won't post it.
And here's the crazy thing: the coaches let him get away with that. But he was driving.
He lost his name for life.
He was
a
driving
number of people
crazy.
that just I don't say their names at
driving,
all.
driving them crazy, man.
Yeah,
because Hall of Famer, but you also have the distinction of throwing more interceptions than anybody in NFL history. What does that tell you?
Because he's so erratic.
He the reason Ray Rose was out of there.
Yeah.
See, that's why he don't got no name. One of the many reasons.
So we got everybody. Prediction for Sunday. Packers, you got Packers?
Packers 32-28.
I say Packers 24-21.
I say Packers 17-14.
So who's ever closest wins, and then y'all got
Let
bomb
me
dinner.
say this, because whoever has the most points
is gonna win.
Yeah.
Really key.
You see, I went out on that limb, did you, Debo?
Captain Obvious.
Hell of a prediction out there.
Captain Obvious.
Packers by 3.
But one of the things, watch the game though, depending on who it is. They give you that real time percentage of winning.
Yeah.
So, because for the gamblers, man, gambling is everywhere.
It is.
It's everywhere.
You're right, bro.
All right, Sean. Debo, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
DJ, thank you.
Thank you.
Jermaine, thank you. Callers, we thank you. The good Lord willing, creek don't rise. Hope to talk to everybody on Monday. Y'all have a safe weekend and go from this place in peace.